a number of probes here because of this fact that there's not many units here. Reach, once again, hurting in his economy. He probably should get a couple of vultures, I'm sorry, a couple of cannons to deal with the vultures. Now, here's Reach going in. He's going to drop off a couple of, no, just a couple of speed lots. The Bulldog part of it wasn't that successful, but he has managed to get up regardless with the vultures not being able to do too much right now. Baby knows he's in trouble. Dragoons running everywhere. There's still a couple of zealots pounding away at the tanks. That's absolutely critical, even though the shuttle didn't even manage to drop all 4 zealots before going down. It's managed to drop enough so that the zealots can walk up to the tanks and pick them off. Usually why you want to move your zealots by the shuttle like that is because you want to avoid the vultures from intercepting the zealots and picking them off before they can get within range. And now Reach is all over the choke point of Baby. Baby has no tanks left, just like 2 tanks inside of his base right now. He's trying desperately to get some mines and tanks up, but at this point it's going to be really hard for him to do anything. There's an Air Force Ace fan, there's a Reach fangirl there, and Reach all the way inside of Baby's base. He knows he's doing critical damage here to Baby. Even if he doesn't finish him off, it's going to be like that game where Reach played against Roro, and even though, he won't finish him off necessarily, he's going to kill off so many SCVs here. Dragoons versus SCVs, Baby just struggling to get any tanks out. Looks like he might be able to hold here with all the SCVs he has blocking for him, but, right now the SCVs just, they're doing some damage, but it's going to hold it off, I do believe. It is kind of hard to kill off the Terrans straight off with an attack like this, but now, no, looks like Reach has actually killed off all the tanks again, and he's going to rally more forces into this base here. Base still completely breached wide open, and Reach just still doing critical damage to the units, the economy, everything. Looks like Baby's managed to land a barracks finally, so his front door is going to be shut, and this raid is going to stop at this point. He's going to need to do some critical making up, though, to really have a chance of coming back, and I don't think he's that good of a player. I don't think he's good enough to be able to do it. I mean, Reach probably killed at least a dozen, if not more, SCVs, killed off all the tanks quickly, so Baby is going to be miles away from moving out or even picking up an expansion. Although, I gotta say, Baby's harassment has been pretty darn good this game. Reach really needs just to get 2 cannons up at every base, though, and that will take care of, pretty much any number of vultures that Baby can muster. It looks like he's going to get a control tower on his starport, so probably going to think about some drops to harass Reach. But, like I said, at this point, it's 4 bases against 2, and Reach is going to be getting Arbiters pretty soon. Arbiters should be able to finish off this game, and I gotta say, what a spectacular game by Reach. Once again, going for that mid-game Bulldog attack, and just causing so much calamity inside of Baby's base. Looks like he's not even going to bother expanding again. He's just getting another scanner. He's going to have to is he going to just rely on having 2 bases throughout the game? He's not going to be able to do it, though, with 2 bases. It looks like he's resigning himself, though, to 2-base Terran, and that's just not going to work, frankly. Looks like he's trying to harass at the upper left there, but like I said, the cannons should be able to take care of these vultures pretty quickly, and they will. Vultures might be able to pick off a couple more probes, but the fact of the matter is Reach is still on 4 bases. 4 Nexus is pumping probes, and he's going to be fine here. It looks like Reach should be moving those probes better a little bit at the second expansion. Right now, Baby is still just focusing on getting tanks because he knows he needs to get enough tanks to push out. He's going to have pretty much 1 chance. He's going to have 1 timing attack, but the problem is Reach is going to have Arbiters out, he could have Storm out, and he's going to have a lot of units out, and all of those do not bode well for Baby. It looks like he is going to decide to pick up an expansion again. He really needs that 3rd ASAP. Reach, though, is picking up his 5th at this point. And at the same time, he still might be able to stomp on the 3rd. It's still very possible for him to stomp on it right now. With, an Arbiter, Dragoon, Zealot force there, he could certainly overpower this base as it's going up. Looks like Baby is going to get it up on Harass, though. I'm not sure if Reach knows about this base going up. It looks like this time he's protected the back of his base, which is important. Reach last time managed to sneak in from the back, and Baby just didn't have enough Vulture mines. Maybe it's just because he didn't have enough Vultures, period. But because he wasn't able to block off that entrance, Reach just took out that expansion like it was nobody's business. Baby is just in a terrible situation right now. Dual Stargates up for Reach. He has so much gas he can do this. Pump out Arbiters like crazy and then go for, another crazy recall on the tanks that's possible. A recall bomb would be pretty darn sexy. Looks like a couple more probes coming out. You know, the thing is, Baby is on the same team as none other than Red Nada, so Nada is probably teaching him a little bit something about his vulture play. You know, just telling him to go vultures and practice them, and that is exactly what vultures are good for. It's to harass the probe lines and just generally cause disruptions in the Colossus base. You know, as I believe one famous StarCraft programmer said, the third resource in StarCraft is actions per minute. It's control. I mean, you have gas, you have minerals, and you have control, because control is a finite resource. You only have so much of it, and if you're busy dealing with your opponent's mines and vultures, I mean, even if you can successfully do it without losing too many units, you're gonna be losing in other aspects of your game, either in probe production, you know, gateway production, just getting enough units from your gateway. All of these things require a lot of control, and it's definitely something that, you know, especially for a player like Reach, is going to be a very valuable resource. You know, I'm sure his APM is not as high as some of the modern pro gamers, like J-Dog, for example, or we haven't heard about the APMs of like you know, Effort or, you know, a 4GG or whatever, but I'm sure it's very, very high. Flash, of course, should have at least in the 350s from what I've read. And, you know, that's certainly much higher than Reach. Reach is probably around 250 maybe, if that. I would assume that's the highest he probably is around. But, you know, we'll see. Reach still has managed to do quite well with APM. APM is not everything, of course. But it is a finite resource. Anyway, that's my little spiel about that. Reach looks like he's going to deny Baby this new base here at the upper right that Baby has been trying to set up. Reach needs to do that. Very, very critical for him to do that. Looks like there's a good number of mines there, though. But Reach now here with an Arbiter, and this Arbiter should be able to deal with it. Looks like Baby is just reinforcing using dropships, and that is not going to be enough of a flow of units to be able to kill off this large force that's approaching. Looks like he's building another entrance block there, though. Very smart by Baby, using building some more barracks there, and that's going to be quite costly for Reach to deal with in a frontal attack. However, recalls are obviously one thing the Arbiter is very good at, so a recall on that base should be able to take care of it. Reach, though, needs to move out and do that fairly soon, not necessarily hastily, but he needs to do that before he sacrifices an economic advantage against Baby. And I'm pretty sure he is going to have the sense to do that pretty soon. Looks like Baby's also trying to set up the upper right corner, or the upper right main base at this point, but I don't think it's going to work. He just doesn't have the critical mass of units. And there we go. There's Reach going in for the recall. And recall looks like, is he going to go for it? Where's the recall? Oh, Science Vessel coming. Not sure what that was all about. Maybe he didn't have the energy, or he didn't have it researched. I don't know. Or maybe it was just a bizarre Arbiter scout. Don't know. Don't know what was going on there, to be absolutely honest. He didn't have an observer, so he didn't spot the mines on the minerals. I just don't know. But looks like Reach is, you know, at this time he's allowed Baby to get a pretty sizable force there, and that's not very good. Baby could have an EMP in that, and that would be really bad. What's Reach doing? Oh, he's going for a stasis. Nice work. So he decided not to go for the recall. Stasis on the majority of the tanks there at the upper right. Meanwhile, Baby trying to harass at the upper left, but looks like Reach is there with a couple of Dragoons, going to be able to handle that harassment. Meanwhile, everything of any importance has been stasis there. Beautiful, beautiful stasis by Reach, I got to say. The remaining tanks are going to go down, and there is Baby's hopes and dreams absolutely crushed under the unmerciful boot of the Mantos. The Mantos knows no mercy, even to children. I mean, if you're going to fight him, if you're brave enough to fight him, then it doesn't matter if you're a youngster like Baby. He's going to crush you and destroy you no matter what. Looks like Reach not surrounding those tanks. He should have them surrounded so he can pick them off as they unstasis, but doesn't matter. Baby now finally going for the late game push here. Oh, whoa, what's going on? That tank finally going down. All right. Science Vessel might get to escape alive, though. That's a mistake. Now Reach going in for an attack. I don't know where the EMPs are. There should have been a better EMP there. Oh, and there's the stasis. The stasis wasn't perfect. It still allows a number of tanks to survive, but Reach should be able to take care of this force here pretty simply just by moving in his tanks and his Dragoons. There's just not enough tanks remaining. Oh, D-Matrix on one of the tanks, though. Can Reach be able to take this out? I don't know. There's still a couple of tanks in the back. Oh, a lot of tanks in the back, so So Reach smartly deciding to back off here. That's not actually looking that great for Reach. Reach really needs to muster up a lot of troops. He should have enough gateways to do so, though. And like I said, this is the one chance for Bai maybe to do anything in this game. Otherwise,